Chosen one, you are not here by accident. The very fact that you are listening to this message is proof that God is speaking to you right now. He has brought you here for a reason, to remind you that His favor is already at work in your life. There is something powerful happening in the spiritual realm, and if you open your heart, you will begin to see it manifest in your daily life. This is not just another message. This is divine confirmation that you are being positioned for something greater. God is establishing your steps, making the way clear before you. No more confusion, no more second guessing, no more wondering if you are on the right path. You are exactly where you need to be. And today, God's favor is directing your journey. You have been searching, praying, and asking for a sign. Well, this is it. This moment, this very word, is God's answer to your prayers. He wants you to know that He is guiding you, protecting you, and leading you toward the blessings He has set aside just for you. The road ahead may not always seem obvious, but God is in control. When you trust Him fully, you will realize that every step you take has already been ordered in your favor. Many people struggle because they try to figure everything out on their own. They stress about the future, worry about their next move, and exhaust themselves trying to control what only God can handle. But the truth is, when you align yourself with His favor, you don't have to fight every battle by yourself. God is already making the way smooth for you. Doors that were once locked will open. Opportunities that seemed impossible will suddenly appear. The people and resources you need will come into your life at just the right time. The favor of God is not just an idea. It is a force that actively works on your behalf. It goes ahead of you, removing obstacles, making paths straight, and ensuring that you are always in the right place at the right time. But in order to experience the full power of God's favor, you must believe that it is working for you. You must declare it over your life and expect to see it in action. So, today, I want you to start shifting your mindset. Instead of asking, "Will God help me?" start declaring, "God is already helping me." Instead of wondering, "Will I find a way?" start saying, "God has already made a way." Because when you align your thoughts with His truth, you will begin to walk in the confidence of His favor. Time is moving forward, and you cannot afford to delay stepping into the blessings God has prepared for you. Every moment you spend doubting or hesitating is a moment where you could be walking in divine favor. You have spent enough time questioning whether you are worthy. You have spent enough time looking at your circumstances and feeling uncertain about the future. But now is the time to shift into a new way of thinking. If you don't take hold of God's favor now, you risk continuing down a path of unnecessary struggle. Imagine walking through life with blindfolds on, constantly bumping into obstacles, always feeling lost. That is what happens when you rely only on your own understanding. But when you allow God to establish your steps, it's like those blindfolds are removed. Suddenly, the path becomes clear. The confusion fades, and you begin to see exactly where God is leading you. So many people spend years chasing after things, money, relationships, status, only to end up feeling empty and exhausted. They push themselves to the limit, thinking that success comes only through their own effort. But the truth is, when you have God's favor, success is not something you have to force. It comes naturally. It flows to you. The right doors open effortlessly. The right people enter your life at the right moment. This is why you need to receive this message now. Because God is calling you into a new way of living, a life where you are not constantly striving, but instead thriving under His divine grace. A life where stress is replaced with peace, where struggle is replaced with ease, and where fear is replaced with unshakable confidence. The enemy wants to keep you in a cycle of fear and doubt. He wants you to believe that you are alone, that you have to figure everything out by yourself. But that is a lie. God has already gone before you. He has already prepared the way. He is already working behind the scenes to bring you into the fullness of His plan. But in order for you to step into this divine favor, you have to be willing to trust Him completely. You have to surrender your need for control and allow God to take the lead. Because the truth is, when you trust in His plan, everything begins to fall into place. So ask yourself, are you ready to receive what God has already prepared for you? Are you willing to step into a season where His favor establishes your every move? Because if you are, your life is about to change in ways you never imagined. Before we move forward, I want to invite you to take a moment of faith. This is not just about hearing a message. It's about activating what you believe. God moves when we take action. And right now, I want you to do 3 simple things that will set the foundation for His favor to move powerfully in your life. First, if you believe that God is speaking to you through this message, hit that like button. This is more than just a click. It is an act of agreement. It is you saying, God, I receive this word. I trust you. I know you are guiding me. Every time you take a step in faith, you are signaling to God that you are ready for His favor to flow into your life. Second, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Why? Because when you surround yourself with messages of faith, hope, and divine wisdom, your mindset begins to shift. You start seeing life through the lens of God's promises instead of fear and uncertainty. By staying connected to a community of faith, you strengthen your belief and stay aligned with His plan for you. Finally, I want you to leave a comment with the words, I receive. This is more than just writing a phrase. It is a declaration. It is you boldly claiming God's favor over your life. It is an act of faith that opens the door for divine blessings. When you declare something in agreement with God's will, it sets things in motion in the spiritual realm. Many times people hear messages like this. They feel inspired, but they don't take action. They say, that sounds great, but then they move on without truly embracing the truth of God's favor. Don't let that be you. Be the person who declares His promises. Be the person who expects His favor. Be the person who walks in the blessings that are already set aside for you. God is watching. He sees your faith. He hears your prayers. And when you step forward and say, I receive, you are aligning yourself with His perfect plan. So right. Now take a moment. Hit like, subscribe, and type I receive in the comments. These small actions are a reflection of a much bigger decision. The decision to walk in faith and trust that God's favor is already at work in your life. God is moving. His favor is covering you. The next steps of your journey are already blessed. And as you continue forward, you will begin to see just how powerfully He is establishing your path. Chosen one, hear this truth. You don't have to beg for God's favor. You don't have to earn it through struggle or prove your worth through endless effort. His favor is already upon you. It is woven into your destiny. It is a gift that has been yours from the very beginning. Many people believe they must work tirelessly to be blessed, but that is not how God operates. His love is not something you must strive for. It is something you simply receive. His favor is the same. It is already at work in your life, even if you don't see it yet. Even in moments when you feel overlooked, unworthy, or uncertain, God's favor is surrounding you, making a way where there seems to be none. Think about the air you breathe. You do not have to chase after it, force it, or earn it. It is simply there, sustaining you with every breath. That is how God's favor works. It is always present, always available, always covering you, even when you are unaware of it. But here's the key. You must acknowledge it. You must wake up every day knowing that you are walking in divine favor. You must expect it, declare it, and trust that God's hand is guiding your every step. Because when you live with that confidence, everything begins to shift. Doors open, opportunities arise. The right people enter your life at just the right time. God's favor is not reserved for a select few. It is not something given only to those who seem more spiritual or worthy. No, it is for you. It is for the one who dares to believe. It is for the one who trusts that God is faithful to his word. Right now, I want you to take a deep breath and let go of any doubt that has been holding you back. Release any thought that tells you that you must fight for every blessing. God has already chosen you. His favor is already upon you. And today, you are stepping into the full reality of what that means. When you trust in God's favor, your steps become ordered. Your decisions become clear. The path ahead, once filled with uncertainty, begins to unfold with purpose and direction. This is what happens when you walk in divine alignment. Divine alignment means that you are no longer wandering aimlessly through life. It means you are moving with purpose, following the path that God has already prepared for you. It means that instead of forcing things to happen, you allow God to position you in the right places at the right times. Many people live in frustration because they are trying to force their own way instead of following the way God has laid out for them. They try to push open doors that were never meant for them. They chase after things that God never intended for them to have. And in doing so, they create stress, anxiety, and exhaustion. But when you walk in divine alignment, everything flows. The right doors open without force. The right people enter your life without struggle. The opportunities you need come without anxiety or fear. This is because you are not operating in your own strength. You are operating under God's favor. Think of a river flowing effortlessly in its course. It does not fight to move forward. It does not struggle to carve its path. It simply moves in the direction it was created to flow. That is what happens when you walk in divine alignment. Instead of striving, you begin to flow in the rhythm of God's plan for your life. So how do you ensure that you are walking in divine alignment? It starts with trust. Trust that God knows what He is doing. Trust that He is leading you even when you don't understand the full picture. Trust that every delay, every detour, and every closed door is part of His greater design to bring you to the blessings He has prepared for you. Let go of the need to control every detail.